Hello everyone, recently I've been training lots of neural nets to play the game of Go. I got this project called CMK Go, which is the web-based way to inference neural nets, no multicolored research, and these are the trials that I've been going through. So the most reasonable net is this one, 10 residual blocks with 120 convolutional filters, and it reached the level of around Fox 1 done. Well, doesn't necessarily mean that it would be beating Fox 1 done's like 50% of the time, but at the very least it may beat Fox 1 done, which is good. But this one is quite weak tactically, and that's because it doesn't have the so-called value hat. So in this video, I would like to introduce how to train a neural net in the Google Colab, because if you have a look at this time I've spent for training this on Intel Core i5 CPU, well, we need to say the TensorFlow.js with the Node.js is a bit slow and not very nicely optimized. So with PyTorch, it goes like maybe twice as fast, but still it's a little bit too long. So just to give an idea, so like around 100,000 samples here would be training like for 2 hours, but on the Node.js version, the TensorFlow.js version, the PyTorch version of the same net that I'm currently working on is going to be training like 50 minutes or so on this like CPU. And on Google Colab with the free T4, if I'm not mistaken, GPU that is called, we'll now see that. That takes only 2 minutes, and that's it, just 2 minutes. So this is like lighting fast. Yeah, just realized that I would need to put notes to piece of paper because the training is like half manual, so I need to adjust the position of the microphone here on the table. Okay, so I thought that it's only possible to like put all the code into the Jupyter Notebook on the Google Colab, but it's not quite the case. There is a terminal, and we can also execute commands on a Google Colab, and we can also mount the Google Drive, which is very convenient thing to have. And all this goes for free, but I would only have like 1 hour, 20 minutes or so of the free GPU time per session, and this session comes around once a day. It's not guaranteed, but anyway, just a rough estimation of that. Yes, goes a little bit overwhelming. So just to give you an idea, so this is the remote server I'm connecting to via the VNC. This is not Google Colab. This is my private machine with the Intel Core i5 CPU. The video I'm recording on this and the main machine I'm working on is Raspberry Pi 5, so it's really far from that to train anything at all. So just to give an idea in regards to the project, so this archives here are the chunks of 50 games. This is the training data. Training data contains 16 planes of 19 by 19 boards with different features to make the net stronger tactically. I have a some dedicated videos on this on my chess programming channel, because this video I really want to dedicate to exactly training things in Google Colab. But I just want to give you some backgrounds and to make sure that you do understand why to do this and why am I doing this and how in particular am I doing this. And the training itself, it just takes one file at a time. So this meets the resources constraints. So if I have resource constraints in my target computer, or in Google Colab, you don't also have like all the memory in the world or something. So it just the entire data set is like 10 gigs or something, but with only 50 games, it's like 100,000 samples per one training cycle. It's not an epoch, but one training cycle. It's just really not consuming much memory. So I'm running these manually. I can do this manually over in here. I'm going to be showing this now. I'm going to be showing this in the Google Colab. And then I'm just uploading things to Google Drive, and I'm saving the So I got all the training data in the Google Colab. It's running out of space, so I would need to delete this soon. And then I have two essential files. So minigo.pth is the actual model without optimizer parameters being saved. So it's like 12 megabytes, the eventual net that I'm going to be using. And also this checkpoint is like twice as big because it has the optimizer variables being stored, and there's plenty of those. So this is the setup. Now, probably one last thing to have. I just want to quickly run the Go GUI, and I'll probably also want to go to my Go project and go into the search. I want to, just my keyboard is not in place, so that's why it types slow as hell. I just want to disable the multicolored tree search for now. Okay, and here because I want to see how the bare net performs, so I can attach my net here. Okay, and computer color both. Yeah, because of the video recording software, it goes a little bit too slow, but this is how the game would look like for a self-play. So this behavior, this would be like quite different later on, when I train for another epoch. Not the entire epoch, because I've already trained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks by 100,000 samples, because I was restricted in GPU resource. Okay, so this is how the game goes. I'm not going to be waiting that long. I just stop it here. None. Okay, so this is the image, the picture of how the game goes. I just remember it because I've been watching this times, really. And I also sometimes run the category estimation on this. I'll probably do it now. So save, category rank estimator, save, replace. And then I have this program called category rank estimator. So this would give me the from the category perspective how strong the net is. Not always the next epoch these values would be bigger. So 14Q versus 3rd Dan, that's a little bit unbalanced at the moment, but yeah. So it really likes white more compared to black. Well, probably because this is going to kind of die. And indeed, yeah. So 14Q 3rd Dan, yes, it's unbalanced because this is only 2 epochs. So 2 million parameters around in total, around 2 million parameters, not 2 million parameters, damn. 2 million sample positions. So this is a little bit unbalanced. So we bear this in mind, okay? I can probably screenshot it to not to miss this. I just go for a screenshot. I hope the screenshot goes in there. Yeah, we got the screenshot. Okay. Now I just close this everything. I don't need this for now. And without further ado, go into Google Colab. It stores notebooks on your Google Drive by default, so you can just pick up the very last one. And here I'm picking the very last one. Okay, and now, so this T4 GPU, okay, so just want to enable the terminal first. So it tries to connect to the T4 GPU. I really hope it does connect, because if it doesn't, this entire video makes no sense, because I won't be able to show you how things are actually working here. Alright, so why it takes so long to connect? Come on. View resources. Yeah, 1 hour 40 minutes. 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour 40 minutes. We got connected. Okay, great. So at the moment, if I do ls on this virtual machine, I have neither my files nor the Google Drive. So I need to mount the Google Drive first. So I'm connecting to the Google Drive here, and just, oh, come on. Why this is so, oh, I just need to set up, take the account, surely, yeah. So connecting to the Google Drive here, after it's done, it now should print the drive being mounted here. Okay, now we got the drive. So if I do ls drive, my drive, and minigo, so here I have all the files from my Google Drive, right? So just open the Google Drive here as well, because I would be checking out the updates for. I would be checking the updates for the checkpoints when I would be copying those to the Google Drive back, right? So these files you see here are essentially these data files, and these are the checkpoints. So at the moment, so we don't have the source file. So I do git clone github.com and minigo. What? Oh, it's just because. Okay, so then do cd there. Okay, so now I don't have the checkpoint. So next step to do is I want to copy the checkpoint. Now I got this. I didn't get it yet. Hold on a sec. Whoa, no such file or directory. You must be kidding me. This is strange. Minigo checkpoint pth. It's actually in there. Oh, that's because I forgot to cd into the folder. Yeah, okay. Okay, now it does. So, yeah, this is the minigo checkpoint. So this is the neural net checkpoint after around 2.5 epochs, slightly less than 2.5. And now the magic actually gonna happen. So 1 hour 40 minutes. It might go worse soon, but anyway. So I do Python. So all the libraries, PyTorch, all the stuff has been installed there. And I just do, I don't show the source code, it's not the case at the moment. So I want to run the train. I want the CUDA backend, 128 batch size, 0.001 learning rate. And now the training file, so drive, my drive, minigo, games. And now I look at my notes because it's all manual now, because I really want to train in chunks. Because if you have a look at the resources here, so I only have like 12 gigabytes of RAM. So my current data set would actually fit in there, but I really want to keep things small, and I want to update things very quickly and often, because this runtime may get destroyed anytime, because this is the free kind of thing. And it's probably something has gone wrong. Okay, let me just clear. It may get destroyed any time, so I need to often update things. So again, from scratch. So Python train CUDA 128 0.001 learning rate. Minigo. Not minigo. Drive. My drive. Minigo games. And now the games from my notes is 40 to 4050, 4500s. And I hold my breath and start. And this should now start the training. It should load from the checkpoint. and the loss would be around 2.3, 2.1, something like that. Okay, it's 100, 107,796. I'm comparing with what I have in my notes, and yeah, this is correct. And this is like lighting fast now. I really like it. So this is the moment of truth, really. So it's trained so fast. On the CPU, it takes like 50 minutes to complete this file. On the Intel Core i5 CPU, I'm using on my home server. But here it's going to be like 2 minutes. So I didn't run with the Linux time command to get the exact value. I can do this next time, I guess. We'll probably do so. But for now, yeah, I'm just waiting until it gets to the very end. Then I would be copying the checkpoint and the actual net, and then I would be checking out the timestamp over in here. Yeah, it's a little bit tensed kind of thing. And I also need to make sure the resources are still fine. So it would be running down by the time I'm doing this. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I should probably just run the training and then start talking about all this stuff. But yeah, without the context, it might not be clear why this is so cool to do this kind of thing. They say in terms of servers that you are not allowed to train chess using Google Colab. They said nothing about Go, so I don't know whether it falls into the restriction or not. Probably it does, but yeah, it's hard to say. Since it's possible, then yeah, it should be kind of working. They could have restricted the git clone kind of thing if they really didn't want outer things to be trained there. On the other hand, if you do connect to the GPU runtime and you do not use GPU, you would start getting warnings like, please start using GPU or just go to the CPU. Don't waste the GPU if you're not using it. Okay, we are almost there for the first chunk. I have around more than 10 chunks. Okay, so now once we're done, so I do copy the this one, the checkpoint. I copy the net itself, and I see the timestamp, so 11:33, and here it should be changing soon. But okay, it did change. Okay, it did change. So this means that all fine, all good, all has been done properly. Now let me add the time command so that we see how much time it's taking for each one, so how fast this is. So I put the mark in my notes. Okay, got it. So now 41001 to this one should be 107199 samples. Okay, 107199, exactly the case. And here we go. And this way, I will go through all those chunks I have. That's kind of it. But I really want to document the whole process. I could have just paused the video recording now and yeah, I'll just run to the end and then continue. But I really want to show the entire process, like the way I actually do it. And again, this obviously could have been automated more. Everything can get automated for sure. But again, since the runtime can get destroyed, well, it's not an excuse though, because you can save directly to the Google Drive, but in that case you need to alter the code, and I don't want to alter the code because I'm not only running this on Google Colab, but I'm also running this locally, and locally the environment is different, so the code should also be different, and making the two branches for the code, not two branches on GitHub, but two branches within the code itself, so that for those supporting Google Colab and those not, I don't really want to go for that. And another reason is that I really wanted this. I want this manual grip on things, because some chunk might result in a worse play than it was before. I may want to manually change the order of chunks for some reason. I may want to lower the learning rate somewhere. So if I knew for sure how the eventual result would look like, then I can probably automate it so that other people could like replicate this from scratch without effort. But since I'm still in the development kind of stage, so I prefer doing things manually. That's the reason. Okay, and we're almost done for the second chunk now. We're almost done for the second chunk. Okay, and yeah, here we go. So once I click this one and destroy the checkpoint, I need to rerun things from scratch. So this is not going to happen. So again, copying the checkpoint and copying the net itself, 1137. So it took 2 minutes, 28 seconds compared to 50 minutes on my Intel Core i5 on my server. So 1137, yeah, we got updated. Okay, great. So putting the node in the paper. Not in the piece of paper. It's not paper like for research or something. I just get a paper notebook on my table. So the next is 41, sorry, 41. Okay, it should be 105655. And checking the resources. It's actually, it took away 10 minutes. I'm not sure if I was running GPU for 10 minutes or probably just 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, because only 2 chunks. But it probably counts just the session time, not the GPU usage time. So anyway, I'm trying to get as much as I can within this time frame. So this is a really tense period, I would say. Really tense one. Okay. This is a again, yeah, tense process. Yeah, because it's like it can get destroyed. The environment can get destroyed anytime. So I need to make sure that I get the updated weights just right in time. That's the very case. Right. Okay. In Jupyter Notebook, you can just prefix with the exclamation mark, and then you can run the Linux command just right in the notebook cell. That's convenient, I would say. I could actually do all this stuff over in here as well. That's also possible. But so copy the checkpoint and copy this one. 1140. But since we have, just hold on a sec. So 15. This is done. 42001. And this should be 108081. One zero eight 1140. Yeah, so this has been copied properly. Okay. 108081. Okay, yeah, this is all good. I'm sorry, just this the very cool thing. uh, yeah, I forgot what I wanted to what I've been talking about. To be honest, yeah, this is a very interesting thing to train your own network, neural net, preparing all the code. Then this most exhaustive part as well. It's very interesting. Like maybe a couple of months ago, I was doing this XOR predicting networks toy once. Uh, just started with this thing, but then it just goes exponentially. It's just starting to realize how things work and how powerful this is, and trying to train your very own net from scratch is super exciting thing. I've been following Andrew Kapathy's from Zero to Hero series on YouTube on how to build generative text generative model like ChatGPT, but a bit more simple. And then he actually makes a video on how to train a ChatGPT 2 like model, but a bit smaller. But the transformer model there is essentially that. But the model architecture is not that much of important. Well, it's really important when you develop this from scratch. So for this game of Go stuff, I started with the bare convolutional nets with like 11 layers or so, but that was highly inefficient, and the size of the net was like 50 megabytes or so, and that was playing barely 10Q or something. A very poor play. But then I switched to this Katago residual block style architecture, and it's the net grew down from 50 megabytes to only 12 megabytes, while the plane strength grew to around Fox 1 down. Okay, so I need to copy this one, and I need to copy this one. 0, 1, 8. So this is done, and 42, 51. Here we go, and timestamp 11:43. Yeah, like 2 minutes or so. 11:43. Okay, we got the checkpoints being copied. Okay. Yeah, when I'm doing this, I'm losing the mind. Not the mind, losing the thought that what I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so the category architecture is actually. Yeah, those who has created that architecture is like next level, really. So those who are just reusing that, yeah, may benefit. But you still need to write all the pipeline. You need the code that would be creating this data files, which is one of the most exhaustive parts on the one hand. So to make one of these files, it takes around 50 minutes on my Intel Core i5. And on Google Colab CPU, it takes a bit longer, around 1 hour. So I was training this on my local CPU because it's just faster, like 20% faster maybe. So I was training this and the code to make sure that you proper handling the ladder cases for the game of Go. That's the specific way how it captures stones, and the 5 history moves from the previous splice, and also the liberty count. So you need to. So there are the planes for like 1 liberty, 2 liberties, 3 liberties. All that helps NAT growing tactically. But even if everything is like, if the NAT, so this is nearly Katago kind of input for the NAT. Katago has some more features, but these 16 that I have, the 16 planes of 19 by 19 elements, because that's the size of the Go board, 19 by 19. That's the core. But when I was training this using TensorFlow.js and Node.js, I wanted to run it in the web browser, and I did that. I have videos on that on my chess programming channel. I was even running the automated script that was using the net to play against human beings online. Okay, copy. 107226. Next one 3001 and 1146. 1146, yeah. So that was playing online against human beings, even on Fox, which is a Chinese server, which is next to impossible to make custom client. I made a custom client for playok.com server. It's not a big deal to make one for KGS, and even no need for that because KGS just supports bots. By default, you can just use the already created script for that. But I don't like KGS. I was testing on PlayOK and on Fox. And on Fox, I was using the visual, like screenshot, taking a screenshot, then converting the screenshot of the Go board to the actual board representation, then feeding this to the GTP engine, which has been running the net that I've trained, and then the net gives the best move. The best move gets turned into the XY coordinates of the cursor. The mouse goes there automatically using the PI or the GUI. Then the click event triggers, and that's the way how the net makes the move in the actual Foxco board on the Chinese Foxco server. And that's the way how I've been testing this against human players. But the problem there was like very weak tactically, and to introduce some solution to this, there is the thing called the value add. So when you don't only predict the best move, like this, that's called the policy add, the best move for the net to concede the next move, but also the value add. The value add is allowing you to have this percentage predictions for the position. So you have a position and the net says like this is like 60% winning for the side to move, or like 90% winning for the side to move, etc. So that's how it works. Yeah. What else? Yeah. So I've added that value ahead, which shares the same residual tower. So the architecture is so interesting, like the way they made it in Kazego, so that you make use of those residual blocks, not only for the policy move, but also for the evaluation. Okay, so I need to copy and put the mark 015002 and go for the next one is 43501. Here we go. And yeah, but then by the time the loss is, I think, going down, which is good. So 1149. I'm usually 1149. I get copied. Usually I'm silent when I'm doing this, and I'm just watching the loss going down. If anything goes wrong. Well, so far this is epoch 3. So far this is like okay. So this net is using twice as much training samples comparing to my TensorFlow JS one. So the TensorFlow JS one had around 1 million training samples. Well, this one has 2 million training samples, so twice as much. And I hope this net, even by itself, without the value add, it should be a little bit stronger than Fox One done in terms of its understanding of the game and general guidelines and like how the net is going. But with the multicolored research, I really hope to make it around Fox One done and kind of stable. That's my goal. My playing strength as a human player is around Fox One done now. I quite often I can beat Fox One done. I still cannot get the 50% win rate against Fox One duns, but yeah. But the JSNet, the TensorFlow JSNet that I trained before, I am capable of beating that quite easily because I just know its weak points. But if that NAT didn't make the tactical blunders, I would not be capable of beating that NAT. And introducing the Monte Carlo tree search to this one, I really hope that it will give the NAT the capability of not making these stupid blunders, and that the NAT would finally be capable of beating me. Really hope for that. Essentially, if I would actually be training until I run out of free resource. So far, I spent 20 minutes of time. Not sure the video is lasting for 20 minutes. I mean, the video might last for 20 minutes, but not sure the session is lasting for 20 minutes. To be very honest. Okay, so just put the milk here and copy. And the next one, 45001. Some were broken, hence the namings are not going in order, so some are broken. Okay, this should be 106570 samples. Timestamp, yeah, 1152. Yeah, 1152 got updated. Great. So in general, I think that it's like 3 free sessions in Google Colab should be enough to train one done net, Fox one done net. And this is free. This is for free, and this is cool, really cool. Again, this is a little bit off topic, but I want to mention that, like, for chess programming, like, what I think kind of impact that my chess programming channel made to the world of the chess programming. Please excuse me talking about it this way, but when I made my 96 video series on how to build your very own bitboard chess engine in C, like, it was like before and after. So before that, not many folks were into chess programming because the entry point was quite high. But after my video series, really lots of engines started appearing out there based on my code, and I got lots of feedbacks. And many folks has reported, like, I made an engine, I've used your code as the reference. They made it in different languages, not in C. Someone made in C++, someone made in Rust, someone made in C#. So different versions. That's really cool that my code could be translated to many other different codes because of how simple it was written. That's really cool and really, like, language agnostic, I would say. So that made the impact in terms of chess programming became more broad after that, and the community, I think, has grown since then, and many new chess programmers has appeared. So this thing I'm doing here is a similar thing in regards to the game of Go. So I want to show that it's quite simple to train the reasonable NAT that plays the game of Go. Hold on a sec. Put the note. $45.51, 501. And this is 104034. One zero four 034 1155 1154. Okay, we got. So every time I run this, I'm copying the checkpoint and the eventual net. I'm using checkpoint to train from that checkpoint later on the next iterations, and I'm using this one for testing. Well, they are similar, but this is the stripped version, only the NAT weights, and this is the NAT weights plus optimizer parameters. So yeah, my goal is I really want to make this go not go programming maybe, but go neural net training. I would say more accessible to more people. Just want to show that this is not that complicated. I need to say that like before the blow up of ChatGPT, not the blow up before ChatGPT blew the world, it wasn't that fast and that trivial, that simple. I guess really ChatGPT is super helpful. Like you can ask any question in regards how to train the specific net, how to make things, how to make it, like everything, and it was really helpful. Like without ChatGPT, that I would have been doing this for much longer, and I would probably never make a decision to actually start these series of projects regarding Go neural nets. But with ChatGPT, this is like much easier now. It's much faster. So yeah, that's really really beneficial. It just opens new opportunities that were not available earlier. And also interestingly, that in like before ChatGPT, those kind of tutorials have been making, they did make sense because this was like no matter this if this were chess programming tutorials or web scraping tutorials here on this Monkey See Monkey Do channel or whatever else. Yeah, just remind me to talk about the tutorials versus ChatGPT, and I need to copy, and 04 46 501. And this should be 109053. Yeah, okay. So ChatGPT versus my tutorials. Well, obviously ChatGPT is better in all the possible regards, all regards possible. Because you may ask it to write code this way, that way, more simple, more complicated, more best practices, less best practices, the weird way, the dumb way, the whatever way, mimic the style of someone, a blogger, of whatever. So yeah, it can do everything I can do, but I cannot do everything ChatGPT can do. So when ChatGPT appeared, this is the free way to divide and conquer things, and it's extremely helpful for learning. So yeah, some core projects like Linux distro from scratch that I've been covering here on the channel would have been impossible without ChatGPT. So ChatGPT made that one possible. There's a game of Go neural net projects. I would not be considering these projects without ChatGPT, but with ChatGPT they come to life. And again, now I won't be making these like 96 video series and how to build your very own neural net for the game of Go plus the Monte Carlo research, because you can just ask ChatGPT and it would do this for you quite nicely. And I can just share the code that I made with the help of ChatGPT, yeah, for sure. But humans these days are about how to guide the AI to make what they actually want to have. So it's no human knowledge are no more about how to make things, but they are more likely where to guide things, where to guide the AI. That's the case. Yeah, I need to prepare the thought to bring to you for 2 minutes. That's the time for how long the chunk has been trained. Yeah, cool. Okay. 053. We got it. Copy. 47001. This should be 102770. I got with this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chance left to complete the epoch 3. 0, 1, 0, 2, 7, 7, 0. Yes. Timestamp 1201, 1200. Okay, for some reason it doesn't seem that it has been updated in the checkpoint, which is a little bit weird. Sometimes it doesn't bring that. I'm running this first. The file is in there, so I can probably try to force this again. I'm not sure. Well, probably even this weights are just good enough if something goes wrong. But yeah, the checkpoint for some reason doesn't get the timestamp updated. I think the file has been updated. It might be a little bit buggy. Sometimes it doesn't update, and I don't know whether it's like the case or not. Okay, what do we have with the loss? It's still quite noisy. Sometimes one appears, but not very often. Not very often. Well, generally for this stage, this is like fine. This is like fine, generally. Does it update? It doesn't update. Okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Now, like, I don't care about the previous checkpoints, like 3 previous checkpoints or 4 previous checkpoints, because I get the latest one. So these checkpoints only matter if my environment gets destroyed, only in that case. So that I know exactly from where to recover, from where to go back to training. So most I can lose is like 2 minutes of training or 50 minutes of training if it's on my CPU. Okay, again, try this very last one. And also try this one. 1203. 770, got it. 47. This one should be 100,888. Okay, and this one gets fine. So even if the previous one wasn't written properly, I don't care much because the very last one, the latest one, has been written, and that's just good enough. Okay, what we have on resources. So it thinks I've spent 30 minutes, maybe like that. Maybe like that. I've trained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks yesterday, 15 minutes each on my CPU because I got restriction in the access to this GPU. Since this is free, it might get, if you run, when you run out of this, it would take around 24 hours or something since you've stopped to recover. That's the rough estimate, I would say. That's the rough estimate. I don't know, for some reason I feel so fantastic because I'm able to do this. Yeah, this is so cool. This is amazing. This is like use Google the way you want, not the way Google is about to use you. Yeah. Google paid its price for all those services it's about to sell after. But I can make use of this price and make use of this freely available GPU, which costs like, which is unaffordable for me. I mean, I could probably buy it, but even if I had that, when you train on the GPU, just overheating this all the time. So yeah, it just. I'll now try to talk about this. Hold on a sec. Um, 47. So I got this one. 888, 48, 48, 501, 1206. Yeah, got update. So yeah, I can buy a GPU. It's quite expensive, but I think I can buy a GPU. But I just tried to train on some old cheap GPU, and first of all, that's not much faster than the CPU i5 Core i5 I have. On the other hand, if you want to train on GPU, you need some external cooling hardware, which is also expensive, and ideally that should be like water-based, not the air-based. Well, and generally, the idea like behind those GPUs that are connected to the cluster, and people often make money on just renting the GPUs to, and maybe Google is just like buying, renting those GPUs from those people and paying them for their hardware. I'm not sure how exactly this works under the hood. But the idea is that the GPU that is currently running my code, it gets exhausted and it gets like hurt. You may think of it that way. So that's like an expendable. And if the expendable is not expensive, that's okay. But if expendable is like expensive, then yeah. So I could probably be fine with buying just one GPU and training on that forever if that was possible. But if I just train on it like for 1 year and then I need to buy a new one, bearing in mind the fact that I'm doing this as a hobby project and I'm not making money on training neural nets, that kind of doesn't make sense. I would rather just be slowly training on CPU, some small nets. I'm considering. I'm not trying to train ChatGPT 4 on this, right? So that's fine. For small projects, I'm up with. This is like fair enough. On the other hand, this free resource is also like just enough. Generally, that is just enough. So 103782. Okay. Got this one. $49,5001. Oops. Okay. To 57. Okay. 1209. 1209. Okay, great. So this one and one more, and I got the Epoch 3 being completed. I would then run the accuracy test. Then I will probably stop the video. Yeah, I'll probably just, I don't know. Or maybe I just show the whole process. I don't know. I didn't take a decision yet. So this one, 101555. Yeah, I just need to run the accuracy tests. I need to run the accuracy tests. I can probably have commands here for those. I could, in theory, do this in parallel, but I just don't want to. I don't want to pollute the notebook itself. So the epoch 1, the unseen data is 32.96%. The seen data 33.50%. The value mean squared error 2045 for unseen, 1.5315 for seen. For the epoch 2, I have a seen policy 37.70, unseen 36.88, so it's like 4% bigger. This is good. And the value is 1.3035 for epoch for the scene, and 2.14, which is bigger than before for some unknown reason, and I'm not sure why is that happening. So yeah, I definitely need to see how the accuracy is behaving before going for the next epoch. Okay, so by the time I need to copy this one, and one loss for this epoch is 50.001. All right, this is the last one for this epoch. Okay, so now I just measure some accuracy here, and I need to make the local copies from Google Drive, and then as long as resources are left, it's 1 hour. Maybe I would be just right in time to make another epoch. Maybe not. I may run out of the I don't know. And I would talk about some things that are important to me after that. Yeah, so just bear with me. I wonder if the next epoch is going to go down to 1.9, the loss. That would have been great. Okay, anyway, so one loss. So this is the one lost, yep. So copy and copy. Now we got this one. So 1214. 1212. Okay, 1214. Come on, and this one. Yeah, okay, we got it. So I just want to check. If I don't want this. So this is the net without optimizer parameters, and downloading, and got it. And this is the checkpoint. Download anyway. Yeah, this is going to be epoch 3. So I just make a backup again. Copy, paste them here. Testing goes a bit later, not now. Testing goes a bit later. Right. So now the accuracy. So I need to do Python accuracy. I don't remember the usage, so I just ask my program to. So model path is minigo pth. PTH, yes. And training and testing data. So seen and unseen. So the drive, my drive, minigo, Brad, and drive, my drive, minigo, and test. The test one is what? Are you kidding me? Oh, train, it's called train. Oh, so it's actually, hold on a sec. I first want to go for a train. And then I want to go for a train first. And then for this prediction. So prediction is unseen. And I put the notes on my paper now. Piece of paper. So policy 39.28. Okay, it's growing. This is unseen. It doesn't overfit yet. This is good. 39.90. I think I got the bigger accuracy that I had in the previous net. The previous net had 37.75, and this one is 39.90. This is much better now than the previous one because the data is twice as big. I guess that is the case, I think. Now the value, so 150.28 versus 149.39. Okay, and this time improvement for... Oh, actually no improvement for the seen data, but a clear improvement for the unseen data. So it starts generalizing the value for the unseen data, which is good sign. It's not quite clear what's going wrong with the prediction with the train with the seen data. I'm not quite sure. But we'll be dealing with this a bit later, not now. Okay, so I stored the things here for testing data. This is great. Now I can start over again. So I can start over again. Oh, no, this one. I start with this one. And here we go. All right. So epoch 4 is going on now. 107796. Yeah, that's the case. That is the case. So, yeah, talking about what? Future, if we have one. I don't know. I don't know from which side to get to this topic, really. Maybe going back to those times when I just started YouTube. And maybe even before that. So when I was a kid, I was like... I remember this desire to become a master in whatever. Master in martial arts, master in, I don't know, in philosophy, master in understanding things. Just to be master, just to be good at something. That was my kind of goal. But I've been encountering lots of issues and problems because becoming a master in whatever, it requires lots of things. One of the milestones I could not bypass back in the day was the way how they taught in schools, etc. So the education was the milestone that I could not bypass, because education in whatever domain, doesn't matter if this is the academic or some physical culture like martial arts or something. It's just the way the education is made. It's made not only you gain some skills, but you also become the part of the system from where that education comes from. And the education intends to make a human being that it can control. That's the major thing. And as the guy who loves freedom above all, that was a big problem for me, because I was not ready to pay my freedom for those skills. And hence, hold on a sec. One zero seven one nine nine. Yeah. 1222. Yeah, I got it. So I was not ready to pay my freedom for those skills. And hence, if I was paying my freedom for those skills, I would probably become a master in whatever I was doing. But I couldn't pay that price. And I realized that if I would be a master in something, but I would be enslaved completely, this makes no sense to me, and this doesn't help me to fulfill my life goals. And I started, like, in many domains, including programming, including whatever I've been doing. This was like the beginning of the journey when I started developing my own education, let's say. So trying to learn things as a self-taught without relying on the those things that has been tested for years, for centuries, maybe sometimes, and just going from scratch for everything. It makes really complicated to reach the goal of becoming a master in whatever, because you need to it's like writing a program, like in a web application in assembly language. That's definitely possible, but that's much more complicated and takes much longer compared to if you're doing this in the high level language like Python. So that's the case, and hence my matter of becoming a master has been delayed for years. And since I wanted to be better than other people, yeah, that's my ego, I know. I was trying to develop some alternative ways to trick and to fool other people. And that's where my will for so-called educating others came from. I really wanted to beat others, but I couldn't beat others, so I decided that I can educate others, and that's the way how I beat them. This is very silly, and this sounds very funny these days, but that was exactly the approach I've been considering. And interestingly, that through all of these years, and all my YouTube was actually the part of that. I was thinking that if I can make something useful for somebody on YouTube, okay. Okay, so if I could make something useful for somebody on YouTube, that means that I kind of beat them. That's so silly, but those were my thoughts actually. And I was enjoying that for a long time, especially when those web scraping tutorials came. I felt like, okay, I can make it like make this web scraper over and over again, then some other topics, then even those Linux from scratch videos, the text editing, Golang editor videos, the 96 video series on how to build your very own chess engine in Bitboard chess engine in C series on my chess programming channel, all that stuff that made me feel like I'm in charge. And then when I started getting feedbacks from other people saying like, "Whoa, your tutorials are really useful." Like someone said, "I get a job." Someone said, "I made my own chess engine." And that made me feel like fucking important, yeah. But that makes no sense really, because now I really do understand the price of that, and the price of that is miserable. So just let's say web scraping. It eventually turned out that web scraping has become my job since then. I hate that. It's not in terms of I want to do something different. I don't want to do something different. I don't want to have the love job. I'm absolutely fine with having a hated job, because when I have a hated job, I have all my freedom to train this neural nets for Go. And until this is not my real job, and I hope it would never be one, because if this becomes ever my job, like training this net, we would lose all the fun from it. So I can do the hated web scraping, and I can do the loved Go neural nets training. That's what I call separating the what you love from your job, the loved one and the job. So that's my theory that I'm following throughout the entire life. And interestingly, so when I became proficient in web scraping, I had no more willing for making videos on web scraping. So when I started making money on web scraping myself, when I kind of started really, for real, beating jobs in web scraping, for real. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, this has been updated. So when I started beating web scraping jobs for real, like when I mastered web scraping, I think I became a master in that. I know, give no fuck to this, absolutely. I don't fucking care about this at all, but yeah. It just happened that I became a master in that, and I started getting well paid for that. And it's no longer interesting for me at all. And I stopped making videos on web scraping, because when I became a master in web scraping, I didn't have this need to try to make other people thinking that I'm good at web scraping. Okay, so all these videos I've been making it was all about trying to make people thinking I'm good in something that I'm doing. But when I actually became good in something that I'm doing, I have no longer I no longer have a will to do this, what I'm doing exactly. So yeah, what else to be said in this regards? I wonder. This process is evolving, really evolving. So I don't want to say that I became good in chess programming, although I made a lot of chess programs, and even been doing that for money for a short period of time. But I wish I never did that. Sometimes, like back in the day, I was dreaming about chess programming becoming my job, but yeah, then I just hated that. And now I wish I would never have that as a job, because that spoiled. I can no longer do chess programming for fun because it was a job once for me. That's the case. So I don't want the same thing to happen with Go. If I do this things for money, I will lose all the fun. I will probably never be doing this as a hobby again. So I would rather keep Go neural net trainings for myself, not for a job, because I want to keep the loved one separate from the job, from the work. Okay. It's 108. Okay. Okay, everything is copied. Yeah, so I just want to keep things separate. Loved one, separate from the work. The hobby, separated from the work. Unlikely those people who want to have the love job. Because for me, yeah, I don't know about others, but for me, the love job is you lose your freedom. So love job is mean you give your freedom for free to the company. That's it. You're enslaved forever. That's my theory. So just going back to the initial thought. So the more proficient I become in various aspects of my life, the more masterful I become, the less will I have to, the less will I have for keep making any kind of videos in YouTube, you know. And I really had a long, fuck, I forgot the word. If you are not sure whether you should do this or not. Блядь, сомнение, ебаный в рот. Как же, блядь, по-английски будет сомнение? Okay, I don't remember that. Uh, yeah. Okay, let me quickly find this. Oh, doubts. Fucking hell. Yeah, I know. I knew that. I know the doubts. Fuck. So, I had a lot of doubts whether I should do this very particular video or not, because I really enjoy this process I'm currently doing more than talking shit. Yeah, I really enjoy this a lot, and I don't really need to make a video on this. But I had no clear clue on like what to do with this. Okay, just hold on a sec. Okay, something goes wrong with the checkpoint again. Maybe with the timestamp, I don't know. Interestingly, I copied the checkpoint first. For some reason, it still doesn't get updated here. Maybe just the timestamp doesn't get updated again, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so the idea is that I want to stop both I mean to stop making videos for any of my YouTube channels. But interestingly, exactly in place so when I was making those videos I've been making, I don't think they were kind of valuable to people, although my subscribers sometimes think the opposite, but I don't think they were valuable. On the other hand, those things I'm making now, like this neural net training for the game of Go, I think this is more valuable, but I might be wrong again. So I don't know, this had a lot of doubts. So I just don't want to be making these videos, but I cannot just drop it. I need to exactly explain myself why to drop this. So the general clue is like getting more and more proficient in whatever I'm doing. It leaves less time for these videos and for all this kind of stuff. And the more proficient I get, the more concrete it gets, the more particular it gets, the more unlikely others it gets, and the less general purpose it becomes. So when I wasn't that proficient, I was making more like general purpose stuff. When I'm going more proficient, it makes more specific to me and not applicable that much to other people. And with this regards, still trying to do something that benefits other people, I should go for generalization, just like the neural net. So I'm in terms of neural nets, I'm overfitting now to my own stuff, which might be considered bad, but since I don't quite need the generalization for the life goals that I have. I need that exact overfit, and that's essentially fine to fulfill my life goals. And when it comes to the generalization, that's a little bit different thing, generally. Okay, this time it gets normally copied. So when thinking about the generalization, it just needs an absolutely separate effort, separate time and effort to maybe create content not for the sake of becoming proficient myself in what I'm doing, but for the sake of actually helping other people. I was thinking that I want to help other people, but I was fucking lying to myself. I never wanted to do anything good to other people. I only wanted to become a master myself. And it comes here. So the more proficient I become in something I'm really interested in myself, the less I care about other people. That's the case. Yeah. So like in web scraping, once I became proficient in web scraping, I no longer do videos on web scraping, and I hate those questions about web scraping if any of those come in the commentary down below the videos from back then. That's the thing. So whatever I become proficient in, I don't want to help in this topic to other people. And it turns out I never did want to help other people. I thought I was fooling myself. I thought that I did have a desire to help other people, but actually I didn't. I hated people most of my life, and probably still do. And I'm only caring about myself. Yeah, I'm very, very unhappy things to mention, but that's true. Like, I really hate people. I don't care about people. Don't give much fuck to people. I'm probably only caring about myself. So yeah, that's just a matter of revealing things about myself that are more ugly than I probably want them to be. And again, now the pivot point when I actually have a chance to maybe for real start doing something useful for other people, I find out within my own nature that I don't actually want that. I'm not interested in that. I might get forced in doing that due to the fate that I have or something, but I don't have a free will for doing that, that's for sure. Yeah, I would be really surprised if this video would be a fucking hit. Okay, 104 45 001. Okay, I need to take a piss. Okay, how much resource do we have? Oh, it's almost run out. Yeah, runtime's 40 minutes soon. I don't think I spent that much of the time that I did. I think I didn't spend the 1 hour and 40 minutes? I don't think so. So I would just continue training by the time it would allow me to. Yeah. I would not be sure. I don't have enough time to train the entire thing, I think, because it's not even a half of the epoch yet. And it tells me that my runtime may terminate. It will terminate soon doesn't mean it will terminate any time. So I still have some time. Probably would not be enough to train the entire thing, I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay, got copied. For some unknown reason, people think that if you go through something and if you share an experience with others, this might benefit others from your experience. I was thinking that way myself for a long time, but these days I think that due to the specifics of each individual, well, maybe in the early stages it might be true, but when it comes to the later stages, it's just a neural net overfitting again. It starts being very specific to a particular human being, his karma, his life fate, and the details of his very own being, things, the country he lives, the time, whatever. And it's no longer general enough to be efficient for others. That's the case. And one day it might even be harmful and misleading, I believe. So I think I'm reaching that point where sharing my own point of view, experience and learning, all this stuff, I think I'm hitting the point when it starts being harmful, might start being harmful for other people. I just feel that within. I just sense that. And that's the reason I don't want to be proceeding with this kind of stuff. And it's started happening like these two channels, the Monkey See Monkey Do and the chess programming. So it happened this way that Monkey See Monkey Do was more dedicated to work and chess programming to hobby. Although I covered a hell lot of very unconnected topics, not only web scraping but also like qigong videos and tutorials on how to make exercises, the inner Chinese gymnastics, things like that, like qigong. A very vast amount of topics, plenty of topics being covered, but that was all more like the work, not the hobby. 104. Yeah, got copied. Yeah. So I don't want to do these things anymore. I don't know if this is going to be my last video here in Monkey See Monkey Do. I wish this was the last video, to be honest. The monetization is so small that there is nothing to hope for, really. On chess programming, that's even twice as small. My monetization is like $100 once in 3 months. It's fucking miserable, yeah. But I don't want to develop this at all. Just don't want to develop it, yeah. I don't want to be making money by creating content on YouTube. I thought I wanted this, But now I realize I really don't. Not this way. Yeah, just not this way. It somehow happens that these recent projects on training neural nets in Go are still. I publish those videos from time to time on my chess programming channel. I'm not going to be publishing this one. This is more specific to like general stuff. So I'll probably keep it here. Only here. I definitely keep it only here on Monkey See, Monkey Do. On chess programming, I will probably upload the overview of the end result of this net, and also probably making it play against human players on FoxGo server. I think that would be fun, just like I did for the previous version. Essentially, nothing pretty much new. Just introducing the multicolored research. On the other hand, yeah, I may probably want to run this on the different machine than I'm recording because it would be just slow as hell otherwise. Yeah, but I really want to end this video stuff because again, I just don't feel like benefits me anymore. Obviously, I'm not going to delete channels or videos, so I really feel detached from what I've done so far. So okay, got copies. So yeah, it seems like I'm 37 years old. I would be hopefully 38 in a couple of months, and I think my life enters the territory where I really stop like mastering those things I've been doing my entire life, like my Qigong practice 20 plus years, my programming of around 6 years or something, 3 years of playing the game of Go, like going to Fox One Down now. Again, when I was just like playing much Weiqi, I was doing lots of videos where I play the game of Go. Those videos are available on my chess programming channel. But when I get stronger myself, now get into Fox One Down strength round like that, I don't want to make videos anymore because videos distract me from actually going deeper in what am I doing. What am I doing? I really want to focus on Go playing strength and become the second dan, the third dan, etc., rather than making videos and helping Q players to become better, because there are many dan players who already done that better than me. So I really want to focus on mastery rather than this like teaching others. I never wanted to teach others. This is the very mysterious thing. I wanted to fuck others. I didn't want to teach others. And by teaching others, I try to fuck others. That's what I was doing. And now, if I don't need to fuck others, I can just be good enough, have enough mastery. Don't need to fuck anyone anymore. I can just have enough mastery. And I don't need teaching anyone because I can do things on my own. And I really want to keep going with this direction because I think that's the right way to go, at least for me. So that's the thing. Okay, enough of this shit. Enough of this shit. Try to get most of the free. Okay. Try to get the most of the free. Okay. Yeah, the value in the beginning is so high. No idea why is that happening. Feels a bit weird. But it's okay. Then it just normalizes. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. I really hope, guys, this video to become the farewell video on the channel. I really hope so. I wish this was the truth. I just feel like I don't control it, you know? This is like above me. But I really wish this was the very last video on this channel. A good summary, yeah. Turning from a guy who pretends to be a master to the guy who actually took the path of mastery instead of the path of pretending. Monkey see, monkey do is about fucking pretending, isn't it? Yeah. I don't want to be fucking pretending anymore. Because now I have the opportunity to become fucking real, yeah? That's the thing. That is the thing. And also, like, one of other observations, like last couple of years, the videos have been publishing on Monkey See, Monkey Do, apart from the Qigong videos, were intended just to potentially attract new clients, like I did for web scraping back in the day. So I've been working in web scraping for 6 years, 3 years for one client, 3 years for another client is still going. And that was thankfully to those two guys who watched my YouTube videos on web scraping, believe it or not. Probably been talking about this in the past. Yeah, that it is. Runtime may terminate any soon. Yeah. I never exhausted it to the very end, so I'm not sure when exactly this happens. It may just terminate in between. That's possible. That is possible. Okay, got it. Synced. That is possible. So yeah, I really want this to become a farewell video. Hope this works. Really hope so. Yeah, and those guys I've been working with, and one of them I still work with him. Now I imagine if my videos would bring me more clients, I probably don't want that. I don't know. I think I don't want that because I got lots of job at the moment. I need to do my actual paid job now. Instead of this, I'm training the neural net for the game of Go. I'm recording this video. What the fuck am I doing? Like, recording a video is shit. Yeah, that's it. But that's true. But yeah, training a net is definitely more interesting than, even though it's free. But it's more interesting. That's something that would change my life and would in my dying day, no matter how soon it would come. The fact that I've been training this neural net would make the biggest sense. And in my dying day, I would say, yeah, I trained this many Go neural nets, and this make a whole lot of sense to me. But those web scraping projects I got paid for, I don't give a fuck to those. Absolutely, that would make nothing to the overall result of my life. I'm absolutely sure in that. Some people choose the careers where they blend what really matters to their life's fate and commerce and what they do in their daily job, and that is known as the love job. And that works for many people as well. So I don't say that is a bad thing or it doesn't work. It does work for many of the people, probably for most of people. And it could potentially even work for me. I just don't fucking want that to be the case for me because that's not my way. So this one and 49. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more chunks left, including this one. 7 more chunks left to complete the Epoch 4. But I probably just run out of resource. So yeah, but those can be trained within like today, essentially on my CPU. So in the evening, I would already have the complete 4 epochs for this net, which is quite cool. And I hope that tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days, my free resource, would be fine again, and I would be capable of training another epoch. So essentially, this is good enough for 1 epoch. So my 1 epoch consists of around 20 chunks. Every chunk is around 100,000 samples, and it takes around 2 minutes. So 2 minutes multiplied by 20. Two minutes multiplied by 20. This is 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes. And they promised me 1 hour, 40 minutes. So in theory, I should be able to train at least 2 epochs per one free session. But on the real deal, it's probably around only 1 epoch. Although on the other hand, well, I didn't complete the previous epoch to the very end. So now it's probably around 1 epoch total. Not sure. So the actual resource is a bit smaller compared to what they write there, I think. Okay, we got to sync everything. Yeah, it should run out quite soon. These are my resources. What is this, I wonder? When it takes more RAM. It's a bit strange. But even if it just drops in between, I got everything saved, so that's okay. How should I call this video? Training a neural net in Google Colab and honestly talking to subscribers, so how? I have no idea. Okay, the loss is definitely improving. And it's okay, it's improving slowly now. It's totally okay. It's very expected, because this is epoch 4. One zero three. Okay, got copies. Yeah, I need only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks more. So I would either do it now, or if I get blocked, I would spend another around 4.5 hours to train this locally on my local CPU. So anyway, this is like a fantastic result so far. I'm really happy with this. Really, really happy. I hope that maybe making this video, this very particular video, would actually help me to better understand myself and just speaking out loud these things, trying to go for like mastery, real true mastery of something, rather than pretending, is the very major life goal, I would say. Yeah. Because I cannot be pretending and going for a full mastery at the same time. That's the matter of choice. So either pretending for the whole life or stop pretending when it's not necessarily needed anymore. So my pretending was just because I couldn't learn the normal way the normal people do. That's the case. But now when I've developed my very own methodology, I would say, I don't need to be pretending. I can go for this full-time mastery, hopefully. I would say that if 1 hour 40 minutes, as they promised to me, was real, then I should be just right in time to complete the Epoch 4. I really think that should be just good enough. If not, okay, then their estimation is not honest, or due to technical reasons, maybe not very precise. Well, they just give the free GPU. So, anyway, what I did already, I've saved a day of training, to say the least. And if I count all of this stuff, I saved around, I don't know, maybe already like 72 hours or something has been saved. The CPU, around 72 hours of CPU time has been saved due to just thankfully to this freely available GPU in Google Colab. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Google. I hate you, but thank you. Yeah. Probably I shouldn't hate Google because the way it exists and what it does, it's not because it wants it to be this way, but that's the nature of big companies. Like whatever grows big, essentially. When something is small, it has some features. When it grows bigger, it just evolving, it's changing, and to survive, it just it needs to change, otherwise it just dies. The other question that something that is small may not consider growing big, and that's my attempt for minimalism, Okay. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, this world is going towards growing bigger. And it always ends because of that. So there is probably no other way for this world to operate other than this. Interestingly. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about these super huge values. Well, essentially, the loss is fine, but the value in the beginning, for some unknown reason, it's not super exciting there. The policy is like, okay, but with the value, something happens to the value, I'm not sure why. It's a little bit unclear. Okay, I get 1, 2, 3, including this one. Okay, so has run out. Terminate anytime soon. So I think that if now I try to reconnect, it would not allow me. But since I'm still within the session, it still allows me to run. But if someone needs else my GPU, not my GPU, but the GPU that I'm running on now, I probably get disconnected. And so if anyone demands the GPU, I'll probably get disconnected at that very time, at that very moment. Okay, it's very, very not much left. Yeah, ideally running the accuracy test because on CPU that's also possible. That's a bit not as convenient to do as here, not as fast. Okay, got it saved. Epic. Okay, two left. Two left. Come on. Just a bit more. Yeah. This one more, and we're fucking done. Okay, and the very last one, please. Please do the last one, man. Come on. Please do the last one. Please do the last one. And after this, I just want to run the accuracy test, and we are done. Can go for testing the net after. Can go for a visual comparison of how the net performs. Yeah, like why all this was needed. Yeah, essentially, we'll hopefully see this on the Go board. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Copy. And copy. You need to wait a bit. Okay, trying to run the accuracy test. Okay, so 38. This is a bit weird. Why this is lower than before for the training? Strange. But hold on a sec. Maybe this is. Maybe I just confused them. Or maybe I confused the previous time. I don't even know. So first go in train that is seen, and then what is unseen. So train is this. So it was 39.19, now this is 39.55 for policy, and for value bit. Okay, runtime disconnected just right in time. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I get just right in time. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. And 146.96. And slightly worse for this one. So it's not clear, so probably the Oh, no, hold on a sec. The value has improved a little bit. Yeah, so there is still a slight improvement for both policy and value errors after Epoch 4, which is interesting, yeah. Okay, 13, 17. Yeah, and I got this. Okay, so I got everything saved. Yeah, now I can close. So this will kill the entire thing I had here. And also, okay, manage sessions just to make sure I don't have any active sessions. Yeah, thank you, thank you, Google. Okay, so we got exactly 2 nats to test now. So within the downloads, this is the third. Yeah, I can download this one, and this is going to be Epoch 4, complete Epoch 4. Mm-hmm. So this is Epoch 4, and this is the checkpoint for the Epoch 4. Alright, so I don't need this anymore. Yep. So Epoch 4, and this one, copy, paste. So we will start with this one, so I copy, and I'm going to, this is Epoch 2, by the way. I have it here. Here. So this is Epoch 3. Let's have a look. Yeah, super slow with busy recording software running, but well, I play a very interesting Joseki over in here, not the standard, or not very traditional. But I think the game is way more balanced compared to what we had previously, where it was like 13Q for black and third down for white. Now black is doing much better. So at the very least, this is going more balanced now. And obviously this needs a whole lot more tests, but yeah, that makes perfect sense now, really. It's a little bit, this got, this got killed. Okay, maybe this, yeah, maybe not that fast. This is also, yeah, now it seems like white is doing much better than, actually white was doing better in previously as well. But, well, it's interesting. It's not that clear yet. If this is going to be black's territory, this is huge, really. This is really huge. I think this is not going to work. Yeah, white is doing extremely well in this game, need to admit. Well, definitely that's a different game. That is definitely the different game. So this should be black. This should be dead, because this can get killed quickly. Yeah, black took plenty of territory, which is good. Which is good. Yeah, no, this stone. Oh, these stones are not dead. It just took away black's territory. These stones are not dead. what am I thinking about? Yeah. Okay, what about this? This is not an eye. Can he build 2 eyes here? Black should urgently play the move over in here to build 2 eyes. If white plays here, I think this entire group is going to be dead. Yeah, okay. I think white still could kill this group, but yeah, with this single, with no multicolored research, it just goes like this. It's very important to me to measure the no multicolored research playing strength, because if the net is weak itself, then adding multicolored research doesn't change much. It's not going to be a game changer. So the net should be strong on its own. Then multicolored research makes it even stronger. On the other hand, if it's not strong on its own, multicolored research won't really help much. Multicolored research is more like fine-tuning, I would say, rather than some... It sometimes makes super weird moves. That's because not always the best move is considered, but up to 5 legal moves. That's questionable if that is actually needed or not, but for testing purposes, I'm using that to inspect other moves as well. Okay, I really wonder what would be the estimation for this one. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, this estimate rank script is one of the scripts I've written earlier. I'm really proud of this script. It's become super useful for measuring the playing strength, not only of trained nets, but also of human games, like those games that I play online. Generally, a very useful tool. And I also love the graphs. Yeah, by the way, I love the graphs so much that this made me into neural nets, essentially. I thought, yeah, this machine learning stuff looks so cool. These graphs are so pretty. So why don't I try to actually make something that goes behind it, like the actual neural nets? Okay, so black is 4Q for the black and 1Q for white. But this is the whole game. The whole game decreases the value. So this is a clear improvement compared to the previous version, but this is only epoch 3. So let's see if the epoch 4 is going to be better than this. I hope so, but let's actually check that out. And we end up there. So download epoch 4, copy. All right. So I'm reattaching the program to update the weights so that it does reference the new weights. Okay, the opening is different now. The opening is now different. It definitely plays more complicated than before, which is a clear sign of an improvement. It just plays a more complicated stuff. Yeah, the Yosa here is a bit questionable, but hopefully with the multicolored research this can get resolved a bit. Yeah, you see, like, it tries to isolate groups better than it did in the previous time. Yeah, this is a clear improvement. I don't know if the rank estimation would be higher than the previous one, but just visually, from the human player perspective, this is clearly an improvement. And there is no more such a disaster for black as it was in the previous game. I think probably black is even winning this game. It doesn't say much, really. It doesn't mean much, but it's definitely a clear difference. This is the clear difference, yeah. I love this. Yeah, this is so cool. This is so lovely. This is alive, okay. Yeah, it's way more solid than before. This is way more solid. This goes way more solid than before. Okay, this is alive. This is all fine. Okay. This game should be around even. I think this game should be around even. Yeah, this is the clear improvement, really. Although percentage-wise, like 39.19% policy prediction accuracy versus 13.55, it's not even 1%, but the way how it looks is completely different. It's much, much better. So thank you, Google. Yeah, this is much, much better. That was tricky. That was tricky, yeah. That was tricky. Cool. Yeah, very interesting game this time. Very interesting, really. Interesting game. Yeah, black is still fighting. I think black has enough. I don't think black should have fight, but we can see how white is dealing with uh, this like boost, just killing everything. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this should stop. This should stop. Yeah, I would say that my settings make it like not as good. Like it's not just top 5 moves, not just top 1 move. And it sometimes may result in bad moves. This generally decreases the overall evaluation of the rank, but it's better to have the NAD that is evaluated lower than its actual playing strength is, rather than the opposite. So that's the reason. So really lots of category top choices here. Not all, but really lots of top choices. Ones are category choice 1. Like the other is like the category top choice number, like 80, 23 or whatever the value is there. Okay, here. Well, rank estimation wise, it seems like the previous was the 4Q for black and there's still 1Q for whites. But this one definitely played much better than the previous one. I'm absolutely sure. So this doesn't mean much. Yeah, guys. So this is the result of training 2 epochs absolutely for free in Google Colab. So I can now work from here and run more tests. Yeah. So thanks for watching.